So when we put together a sales presentation, put together our teaching presentation, we want the best content ever. But how do we find good, creative content? Well, this is my favorite place to go. Has anyone used Creative Commons? Yes? One? How would you characterize Creative Commons?
I actually have future teachers, and so when they create things, I ask them to publish to Creative Commons and just let them share with others. So.
And what's the advantage for Creative Commons?
When you put your information up there, you allow others to take it down and edit it to meet their own needs. So you don't have to start from scratch.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
While I have your attention,
yes.
Have you ever heard of polleverywhere.com?
No.
I know a lot of educators use the free stuff. So with PowerPoint, polleverywhere.com, you can download a template, and everyone with cell phones can do the answerings that we're doing here.
Makes a lot of sense.
You do exclude members because if you're on a cell phone, you can't do it. But anyway.
You know, it's funny, with the smartphones now, the gentleman that's coming right after me was telling me about, you know, instead of the parent having a clicker this way, use your smartphone now to be clicker and to click for this.
These are nice because...
Yeah, they're nice. I mean, there's a lot of features there. In turning technologies, with that, you can do a lot of reporting on it. There's a lot of stuff. Creative Commons. It's a way. Here's what it is in a nutshell, because we're going to run out of time. It's a way for creative people like myself, like yourselves, to create something, whether it's a photograph or a drawing or anything like that, a video clip, and place it into an area that's searchable, and then add meta tags to it so that people can download it and know what you expect them to do with it. In other words, you're pre-giving your permission to either edit it, use it for commercial purposes, or not edit it, or not use it for commercial purposes. These are the different things that you can tag your work with. Attribution, so you can use it, give me credit for it. Non-commercial, you can't make money off of this. No derivative works, you can't change it. Share alike, if you do distribute to somebody, do it in the same format that I'm using. Now, I want to just show you just a quick little demo of it. Okay, you go to creativecommons.org, go to their search feature. Basically, you type in your search terms there. I put in funny government cartoon. I can click modify and adapt. Those are the ones that I want to be able to use and adapt and modify to my liking. And then these are all of the companies, all the media companies that have agreed to tag their media, or at least allow their media to have these meta tags and searched on them and filtered on them, so that people like us, when we're putting together presentations, can do it, and with the knowledge that we already have the permission. We always, throw up fair use. Fair use, fair use, fair use, right? Well, our Office of General Counsel will explain to us, fair use is not a right. Fair use is a legal defense, okay? So if you really want to use someone else's work, one, you can write to them and get the written permission. Two, you can go to Creative Commons where they have given their written permission ahead of time. So if I do funny government cartoon and click Flickr, okay, it's going to search Flickr for funny government cartoons that I can modify. And what do you know? There's Fed Skin. Okay? So this is part of my experimentation. I'm trying to see what keywords work, what tags work, and which searches. It's kind of what I'm doing on my own time. But if you like those kind of cartoons, then by all means go there. TickleTheWire.com has published several of them. All right. Let's move on. I was going to do kittens, but I hate kittens. Not really. I just hate cats. All right, implementation. So this is the stand and deliver phase that a lot of people believe that this is what instruction is. This is where we're delivering it. We're talking heads. This is what we do. Well, it's an important part of instruction, actually delivering it. So, but let me ask you this. When you're listening to a sales pitch, whether in your living room or whatever, what are the kind of things that distract you from the message? What are some things that may distract you? Like loud noises, okay. If you're hungry, grumbling in your stomach, you're thinking about lunch, that kind of stuff. All right. Well, this guy also realized that, right? He said that Maslow, everybody's familiar with Maslow, right? We have the basic physiological.
Yes.
My daughter's a nursing student. I should know this. These needs down here that need to get taken care of before we can move up to these needs, etc., etc. And I'll just share this one quote from this one guy who the title of this is "Who Needs Abraham Maslow?" And he's a salesman, and he's talking about using this, and he says, "Unless you're a member of the Apple computer cult, who breathlessly waits for the opportunity to spend $800 on an iPad, achieving self-actualization by buying something is not likely to happen." He goes on from there, but the basic thing is we need to, when we're implementing, we need to consider all these things, because anything can happen. All right, so in implementation, in the technology considerations here, we want to make things as simple as possible, cover all of the learning objectives. We want to plan for contingencies, have a plan B. When I go overseas, they say they have electricity, they say they have internet connection. I'm teaching computer forensics, okay? It can be very, very frustrating. So I have lots of plan Bs and plan Cs in case things don't go well. Maintain the human touch. Even in a learning management system, you're teaching people through asynchronous or synchronous instruction. Don't forget the human touch. Don't forget that they're interacting with somebody that's human. Or that a human was behind the web-based training program that they're taking. Test the technology, note the areas of improvement, because this is what we want to get to, is to improve our instruction, improve our sales pitch, and improve our packaging. Don't have time to get through all of these. These are some that we've used in the FBI Academy. And all of this are in the proceedings, so you don't need to take notes or anything. All right. 4 levels of evaluation from Kirkpatrick. You guys familiar with that? Mostly, I can take a poll and see, but basically we have you know what, I'll explain it this way. I bought a Jeep last year. I like Jeeps. And here's what our Jeep people did. When I bought the Jeep, they sent me an email survey saying, did you like the experience of buying the Jeep? How was it for you? Okay, that's level 1. That's learn reaction. How did they like your pitch? Okay, students, how do they like your pitch? Mastery of objectives is, did they learn what they're supposed to learn? Did I buy what I was supposed to buy? Okay, they keep tabs on all that stuff. They rack and stack all these stats that way. Job application. Believe it or not, Jeep, about 6 months after I bought the Jeep, they were asking me, well, how are you using it? Are you using it for off-road? Are you using it for, carrying people around the soccer games? They were asking me how I use it. This is level 3 for instruction. How are you applying that which I sold you, that which I taught you? All right. The last one is the benefit to the organization. Some people will call this a return on investment or return on expectations. Very difficult to do in most organizations. What Jeep could have done, if I was a company that bought a fleet of Jeeps, they could have said, how's this affected your bottom line? Are you saving gas? How's your employee morale for driving around awesome cars now? All right. We're going to be running out of time, but let me just touch on these just a little bit. Learner reaction, level 1, customer satisfaction survey, needs to be crafted very well, be very simple, because if it's not simple, nobody's going to do it. Okay, we go to these conferences and they say, hey, go do the evaluation online, and hardly anybody does it. It needs to be very, very, very simple. And you can give away a free iPad, like Taco Bell does. All right. You know what mastery objectives mean? Did you make a sale or not? Why not? John Dewey, this is one of my favorite quotes, because I translate it this way. Because people say, has sold when no one has bought, as he has taught when no one has learned. So if no one learned it, then you didn't teach it. Sorry. You need to find some way to measure that. All right, and eating my own dog food again. Pick up your clickers and see if you remember what the A in Addy stands for. Thank you. In the interest of time, let's see. Thank you. You didn't let me down at all. Perfect. All right. Levels 3 and 4. I explained kind of what Jeep did for me. What we do for people, like in the FBI, we actually, when we send out the new agents, 6 to 9 months later, we actually do send out a survey via key survey to them and their supervisors with a series of questions about how they have applied what we have taught them in the FBI Academy out in the field. Benefit to the organization, again, it's very difficult to measure. For us, it might be something like, okay, we have information security training. Before training, we're spending this amount of money with this personnel, tracking down all of these security incidents. After we do good InfoSec training, then we can look at how many InfoSec or security incidents we have, and then we can take the difference and call that a benefit. Also, brand is a benefit as well. Future, I believe, online education today, and I'll just harp on this for a little bit, is at the same point as online commerce was 20 years ago. We're asking the same kind of questions as we did back then. People don't trust it. People don't believe it's legitimate. I want to deal with a real person. Remember all those arguments? I'm never going to bank online. I want a real person. I want to go and touch and feel the product. I'm not going to do that stuff. We made a lot of mistakes with implementation back then with online commerce. But as the technology has advanced, as we've learned from our mistakes, now everybody buys online because now the convenience and the experience outweighs the risks and the misgivings that we have. All right? And I will leave it there. And if I'm out of time, I'm out of time. If you have any questions, please see me during the break. I'll be around here. You have my information. It's right there. So you can send something to me. By the way, Education and Salesmanship is a book that should be coming out probably mid-spring. I have to go through pre-publication requirements and things like that for my agency, but